Hi, it's Julie Caldwell, founder of Success Coaching for Life, and I thank you for joining me for this journey as we go through the next 3 videos, which are designed to help you create a vision for your son or daughter as they move forward in their future, and tips on how you can help them achieve some of those goals. I don't profess to know everything about how to raise kids or what makes them tick, and I don't profess to know anything about the life that you live and how your family chooses to live its life. But I have worked in the student service industry for over 20 years. And in that 20 years, I've learned and discovered many things around what fears, anxieties, challenges, obstacles today's youth are facing. I spend much of my time helping them manage their expectations. And I learn and understand a lot about their fears and anxieties. And a lot of that has to do with fears and anxieties of actually sharing with mom and dad, about some of the things that they want to do, because they're afraid that you may judge them or question them or reject them for wanting to say or do things that you might not necessarily agree with. So this series of videos that we're going to go through over the next few days are really designed to help you as a parent engage with your son or daughter and to be able to teach them some of the basic tools, how to engage with them going forward. The focus of today's message is around hopes and dreams. You know, we get married, we have kids, we have high hopes and high expectations. And we hope that our kids, as we watch them grow from little wee ones into, maturing teenagers and then young professional adults who move on and they themselves get married. We have hopes, we have dreams, we have goals for them. But the key word there is that we have those for them. What's important and missing in that element is that we actually encourage our sons and daughters to be able to have their own hopes and goals and dreams. And the biggest challenge around that is that often we project what we want for our kids as opposed to allowing them to really experience and discover what it is that they want to do and where they want to go with their life. I've learned that there are 3 things that helps our kids when it comes to helping them explore their hopes and dreams. And that's listening, that's trusting and supporting them, and that's providing them with unconditional love. Listening means something as simple as when you sit down at the dinner table at night and you have that conversation around how did your day go or what did you do today. Traditionally, they give us those one-word answers, yes, no, not really. But asking them about their day and listening to the things that they say. Don't ask them open-ended questions questions where they can just say yes or no. Ask them questions where they actually have to cultivate an answer to what you're talking about. What was kind of a unique project that you worked on today? Or what was one of the things that you enjoyed the most or that frustrated you the most about the day? And listen to what their responses are. Give them the opportunity to share without worrying that you're going to cut them off or you're going to criticize or judge what they're saying. Hear the things that they talk about, that they get excited about. It may not be what you get excited about, and gosh knows I've had many of those conversations with my own kids where it's Pokemon or some of the Lalaloopsies or coolest rock bands that are out there for teens. I know nothing about any of these things, but it gets them excited, and because they're excited, I get excited, and I learn about it and I find out about it, and then they respect me more and they open up. So listening to your kids, giving them the opportunity to share with you what they're thinking and feeling, and for you to watch and observe and hear what they have to say. The second thing after listening is trusting and supporting them. I have to say that this has probably been one of the hardest things that I've personally struggled with, is watching my kids get older. And they're only 9 and 11. They're not, teenagers, full teenagers, although my son professes to be a preteen at 11. But learning to trust them and to support them as they go along. We have to trust ourselves as parents that we've made the right decisions, we've set the right foundation for them. And as they go out there and they try new things or they want to try new things, we need to say, you know what? Yep, for sure, absolutely, I'm happy to give this a shot with you. However, maybe we need to set some boundaries and some guidelines where we say, hey, if you want to try this particular musical instrument, you need to do it for a period of time, or you have to commit to X number of hours in a day or a week to practicing, or something along those lines. And yes, boundaries are good, and I think children need that, and it helps them as they grow older to set boundaries for themselves in their own lives. But trusting and supporting that if we set them on that journey where we allow them to discover what they want to do and where they want to go, then they themselves begin to feel the power and become empowered around trying new things and sometimes failing, absolutely failing, but sometimes succeeding as well. So we've got to walk them through those journeys. So you want to listen to what their needs are, find out what gets them excited or find out what worries them. Go out there and ourselves learn about it so that we can understand where they're coming from. And then we want to be able to trust them and support them as we go along that journey. Outside of trusting and supporting them, that also comes along with unconditional love. Some of these things they want to do really have no bearing on the greater impact of their life or their career down the road. But what we're teaching them is how to be strong and confident in themselves, how to not be afraid to try and go after the things that they want to go after. My son really wanted to move his room from our upstairs down to the basement. You gotta know my son, he's afraid of change. He struggles with anything that's out of routine. So, he came to me and he said, yes, for sure. He said, Mommy, I want to move my room down to the basement. I said, absolutely no problem. But here's what you need to do. You need to be able to sleep down there without all your stuff for 3 days in a row, no fuss, no muss, no upset. And if you can do that, then yeah, we'll go through all the trouble of moving your stuff from upstairs all the way to downstairs and the stuff that's downstairs upstairs. Well, it wasn't easy, and change is difficult for him, but I loved him no matter what he was going through, and I trusted him, and I believed in him. And, first night, he made it maybe not even a quarter of the way through the night. He was frustrated, he was upset, he didn't know what he was doing, and he was scared, and it was a big change. And I said, you know what, it's okay, you don't need to do it tonight. Went back upstairs. The next day, he was down there again, trying to sleep. He really wanted to do this. And so when he got upset and he was frustrated again, I looked at him and I said, you know what, Mackenzie? I said, I believe you can do this. And he said, why? Why? I don't think I can do it, Mommy. And I said, you know why I believe you can do it? Because you want to do this. And because it's something you want to do, I believe in you. And I think you can do all that you want to put your mind to. So maybe it's not tonight, maybe it's not tomorrow night, but you can do it. And when you're ready, I believe that you will be able to sleep down here by yourself, and then we'll move your room down here. But you've got to believe in yourself first. Second night, he went back upstairs to his room and he slept in his room. The next day, I was so blessed. I got a call from him at work and he said, Mommy, he said, I believe in myself. He said, I know I can do this. Can I please try again tonight? And you know what? It touched me because I thought, yeah, he's finally decided he can do it. Absolutely, Mackenzie, no problem. So third night in a row, we went downstairs, we got him all settled down. We said a little prayer for him to give him strength and confidence in himself and his abilities. But you know what? The little bugger, he did it. 3 nights in a row, he stayed downstairs. And what was I doing that following weekend? We were moving everything from upstairs to downstairs and downstairs to upstairs. But I loved him unconditionally. I knew he was going to fail at first. I knew he was going to struggle. And I knew he was going to doubt himself. But it was my job as his parent to love him unconditionally, to listen to what his fears and concerns were, to trust that he could do it, and that we needed to put in place some mechanisms to help him be able to go forward in what he wanted to do. And I needed to make sure that he knew that even if he felt he failed, he hadn't failed. So the message really today around helping your son or daughter be able to achieve their hopes and dreams starts with just those little things at home, with listening to what they want to do and what their fears and their concerns are, trusting and supporting them as they walk that journey, which is so not an easy job. We're terrified because we don't want our kids to fall and to bang their knees and to get hurt and have their hearts broken. But that's where the real value in life comes, in that learning and that growing and that changing. It's seeing the opportunity in a failure or a not success that really takes them to that next level, all the while loving them unconditionally and not setting boundaries and barriers on them that are going to keep them from receiving our love. So that's our message for today. I thank you for joining us, and remember, if you can help them dream it and believe it, they will achieve it. Thanks, and I look forward to chatting with you in our next message. Take care.